You're watching the November edition of the Library Roadshow, a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. We just saw a few of the events coming up at your library, and with so many free events for you to choose from, our monthly newsletter, The Source, can't even begin to list them all. So go to the library's website, ebrpl.com, and browse the online calendar of events. It's searchable by date, location, and interest. And remember my favorite word, free, free, free.
To get your pages turning this month, Tamika and I decided to look at books about a fall pastime many of us love.
Are you ready for some football?
That's right, Tamika. Fall means football season, and there are some great football books and movies that will keep you pumped as you cheer on your team.
Go Saints!
Our first book is Friday Night Lights by H.G. Bissinger. The Permian Panthers are the winningest high school team in Texas history. Odessa is not known to be a town big on dreams, but the Panthers help keep the hopes and dreams of this small town going. Socially and racially divided, its fragile economy follows the treacherous boom-bust path of the oil business. But every Friday night from September to December, when the Permian High School Panthers play football, this West Texas town becomes a place where dreams can come true. With frankness and compassion, Bissinger chronicles a dramatic season and shows how single-minded devotion to the team shapes the community and inspires, and sometimes shatters, the teenagers who wear the Panthers uniform. The book opens with Permian's regular season ending game against their arch rival, then flashes back to the team's trials and tribulations throughout the season. Interspersed with the football team's saga is the history of Odessa and West Texas. Touching and unforgettable, the book inspired the short-lived television series Against the Grain, most notable for starring a young Ben Affleck.
Yummy.
A movie version of Friday Night Lights was made in 2004 starring Billy Bob Thornton as Permian coach. It was a box office and critical success, and in turn spawned the critically acclaimed NBC television series of the same name, which ran 5 seasons from 2006 to 2011.
That was a great book and an even better television show. And so is this next book, The Marshall Story, by Rick Nolte, Dave Wellman, and Tim Stevens, and of course, Mickey Johnson. On November 14, 1970, a Southern Airways jet carrying 75 people returning from the Marshall East Carolina game came in a little too low for a landing in Huntington, West Virginia. The plane clipped some trees, then exploded when it hit the ground. All the passengers, the crew, everyone on the plane was killed, including 37 members of the Marshall football team, 12 coaches, 21 boosters, and the 5-member crew. At that time, Marshall was just beginning to recover from a scandal that had embarrassed the school and led to probation and their removal from the Mid-American Conference. This is the story of how Marshall fought back from the scandal and the plane crash, enduring several losing seasons before winning a Division AA national title in 1992 and another in 1996 before moving to Division 1A in 1997. The saga of the plane crash and Marshall's rebuilding were made into the movie We Are Marshall, starring my favorite actor, Matthew McConaughey, as Jack Lingo, who became Marshall's football coach after the crash. The second to last chapter of the book details the making of the movie. The book ends with an excerpt from the Chicago Tribune's story called Seasons of Grief. It talks about how relatives dealt with the loss of their loved ones in the plane crash. It's a gut-wrenching read, but the book wouldn't be incomplete without it. And that, my friends, is how the page turns.
Thanks, Tamika and Chandra. There's so many books and so little time. My holiday reading list is getting longer and longer. And now for today's contest, I will reserve 1 free paint balloon to the first person who posts a poem to the Facebook page, family friendly of course, about what the old main library means to them. And while you're there, enjoy. We're not your grandfather's library anymore. What's coming up on the Library Roadshow next month? We're getting ready for the big move to the new main library.
Next month, we'll go beyond the stacks and explore another library near you.
I'll be sending you waves and holiday greetings from the Bookmobile.
Thanks so much for joining us on the Library Roadshow. And remember, your East Baton Rouge Parish Library is open 7 days a week at each and every one of 14 locations, plus 24/7 on the web. Check us out at ebrpl.com.